more you see,
What?
the more you see, the less you understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna try and pick my microphone on.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting morning, y'all.
Can everybody hear you?
I believe they can.
You know you're supposed to stick that in.
Yeah. Well.
Well, this is what we do every
flow.
day. When we wake up like really early in the morning, like at 4, and then we have to, she has to get all glammed up and makeup and. Yeah.
So you don't get glammed up. Is that what you're trying to say?
I need just about 5 minutes to just throw something on my face.
Whatever.
But yeah, this is what we do every single day. And one of these days, probably next week, we'll take you behind the scenes, like every single step of the way. So we'll probably start the show like a little bit earlier and just have a camera follow us around so that you guys will know
what's going on.
What is really going on here.
But Wake Up Nigeria is all about entertaining you every single morning so that you can start the day the right way, So we have to try our best to make sure we deliver everything possible to you right here.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to this edition of the show. My name is Yomi Obe.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Please keep up with us wherever you might be going this morning. Please stream with us, tvcentertainment.tv and Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Those comments you send in?
Yeah, keep them coming.
Yes,
on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and you can get in touch with us.
Of course, now there's the mobile app, really important for you to have that on your phone. For Android or iOS, please visit and download it to your phones. And once you have it, you could just click and see us.
Yeah.
Okay?
So let's give you an idea of what to expect today. Music is first, of course, and there's going to be some music from Ben and Nancy, who is a singer and a songwriter. Also to come is another musical performance from hip-hop artist La Crown.
The EPL is still in full swing, though. You need to
that's
stay close.
going to be coming on later on. But we're looking at a dance performance right now. It's a dance routine from Samuel and Emmanuel Odo, who are members of the
XOD.
XOD.
Yeah, it looks like XOD.
XOD dance crew and the House of Virtuosity.
Now, joining us to talk about the importance of lawyers in the creative scene in Nigeria is litigation practitioner Tokwe Salami.
That's important. And lastly, we're going to be joined by award-winning filmmaker and one of the strongest voices behind the award-winning Daughters of Chibok, which recently won that award over the weekend in Venice Film Festival.
I could not believe it. What did I do?
Friday.
Yes, so, and of course, as always, on Friday.
I
have to do it.
Oh, God.
It's game day!
What kind of games are we having today?
Okay, so it's going to be an interesting one. It has something to do with fashion.
Okay.
And toiletries. And
so we are still playing that.
Toilet tissue.
TT.
Fashion and toilet tissue.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not a part of it.
You are, as a matter of fact.
It's actually a really fun one.
The lead gamer today.
So
you were actually so good at that game last
moderator.
time. You were so good at the tissue
Yeah,
game
but
last
you guys all know my secret already, so...
No, that doesn't mean we can
What's
carry
the
it.
secret,
No,
please?
I'm not telling you, Mary. I want to win.
Tell me the secret.
Okay, so I don't know how we're going to be partnered up. So I don't want to be counterproductive to my winning this game today. I'm just saying.
I hope it's you guys so I can watch. I've never played it before.
Oh yeah, it's pretty straightforward once you get a hang of it. So there's a trick to it. So when you first start...
Trick, Yomi.
Speaking of tricks, there was something I saw on one of the online platforms that has trending stories, and I think I tagged you guys, but it was about someone who went for a job interview. Okay. So the job interview was supposed to be 10 a.m. and the person didn't show up until 10:15. So someone was monitoring the whole situation, and the person was told to wait. So the person was still waiting as at 12 noon.
Oh, that one.
Right? And I'm like, okay, 12 noon. It's not that bad. I've waited longer.
Bad, yeah.
I've waited longer for,
Sometimes you wait the whole day.
Yeah.
But the
if you're
person...
really serious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the person was actually on seat throughout, watching from CCTV.
To see the person's reaction.
And at 12:08,
He got up
this
and
person
left.
left. So I was just trying to think about it.
Well, you know something interesting? When things like that are posted on social media, this generation, in quotes, go all out to drag whoever did it.
Yeah.
And it's insane. The other time we're talking about the Wole Soyinka incident of somebody either standing up or leaving the seat and all.
Sure.
Yes, we understand the fact that it's your seat, but there are some things. This has to do with culture. This has to do with simple respect. But let's let that one lie.
Yeah,
now, this one, people went after the guy and his brother. The person who posted and the brother saying, and that why would you keep the person waiting?
Why not?
And I was like,
why not?
He came late.
He came late, first of all. Secondly, the type of job he's supposed to do
requires patience. The person posted it.
Person posted that
because he has to be dealing with clients.
And I wouldn't hire. I mean, I'm about to do some hiring in the month of October, and I certainly wouldn't hire that kind of person. I would.
Just got up
I mean, it's crazy. You know, when I look back over my life and the things I've waited for.
Oh God.
You know, I mean, you guys just over. I think on Monday or Tuesday, you were talking to someone, and you guys were talking about auditions. And castings. And it's a whole day affair. And like you're waiting for your 5 minutes. But you wait 12 hours to get 5 minutes.
For those 5 minutes. As in,
like
it doesn't
you
even
arrive there
cost
at
you
7,
anything to
you arrive there
wait.
at 7 in the morning, and you don't leave till 4 or 5.
The worst, you know what you should have done? You should have even at least asked for permission.
Or,
like,
left a message,
left
a note,
just left.
asked something. I was actually quite alarmed by it. I won't say disappointed alone, I'll say alarmed. And I'm just saying, you know what, if there's a young person out there watching right now and you're in that sort of situation, you find yourself in that situation, please, patience is very, very key.
Or ask for an update before you leave.
Please don't. It could be your destiny you're playing
we're
with.
don't even ask for an update. Look,
calm down.
Just confirm that you're in the right place and wait.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have to wait anymore for the news, though. It's time for us to take that.
Now, almost 22,000 people are missing in the northeast as a result of the Boko Haram insurgency. That's according to the Red Cross. The humanitarian agency. The figure is the highest number of missing persons registered in any country. In a press release, the agency also says nearly 60% of the total were minors at the time they went missing. This means thousands of parents do not know where their children are and if they are alive or dead. The Global Terrorism Index ranked Nigeria as the third most terrorized country in the world for the 4th consecutive year in 2018. The ICRC underscores the immense challenges that come with finding missing people and reconnecting them with their families in Nigeria. It says 367 cases have been solved since 2013. And as the war against insurgency rages on, the Air Task Force has destroyed an ammunition-laden gun truck and demobilized another one belonging to the Islamic State West Africa province. The counter-insurgency operation, codenamed Lafia Dole, carried out the strikes at Garunda in northern part of Borno State. The Air Force says the Alpha Jet aircraft attacked the 2 gun trucks as they attempted to evade detection by driving into foliage. The occupants of the truck were killed in the process. Now, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Gabriel Olonishakin, has said the Nigerian Air Force and armed forces have achieved more than 27% women participation in peacekeeping operations. He stated this at a conference in Abuja, which focuses on increasing the participation of women in the armed forces. Defense correspondent Sifon Essien reports.
Gender mainstreaming in the Nigerian Armed Forces. That's the focus of this conference organized by the Defense Headquarters. The forum is asking for greater participation of women in the military and in decision-making in matters that have to do with peace and security.
The role of the armed force is to provide security for the nation. This mission must be framed work for women to participate fully in the provision of the envisaged security.
The number of women who joined the Nigerian Armed Forces in recent years has increased, a situation that has resulted in the creation of special corps to accommodate them.
Army Women Corps was established in March 2018 to ensure optimal performance of women towards enhancing the armed forces' operational efficiency, as well as allow them aspire to the peak of their career without limitations. This is the first and only women corps in Africa.
He explains that the participation of women of the Nigerian Armed Forces in peacekeeping operations has now exceeded the UN recommended standard.
The Armed Forces of Nigeria has attained 27.9% female participation in peacekeeping operations. This is higher than the United Nations recommended of about 17%. The Nigerian Defense Academy has also commenced training of female cadets as combatant officers.
But there are agitations for greater participation of women in command and control positions.
Women are part of the solution. They can help very much with peace building and peace brokering. So it really matters in terms of achieving effect on the ground.
The forum has resolved to keep the issues of gender mainstreaming in the armed forces in the front burner till such a time parity is achieved. Sifon Asian, TVC News, Abuja.
Well, that's it on the news update for this hour. The weather forecast is next, and after that, a quick break.
We have the Punch newspaper here, and the headline is Poll Judgment. APC mocks PDP, says Atiku can't win at World Court. Many PDP governors visit Buhari at night, says Wike. It also says here at the top, federal government resumes evacuation Sunday, resolves South African immigration hitches. Southwest to unveil Operation Amotekun, I believe that is, against insecurity. VAT hike. Senate panel summons Finance Minister Fowler. Government to block 9 million pre-registered SIM cards. Federal government has approved $5.3 billion Ibadan-Kano rail project, according to Amechi. And on border closure, customs acquire gunboats, comb waterways. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
All right, let's take a look at the Vanguard. Let's start with the Vanguard from my end. Friday, September 13th. Xenophobia. Returnees tell tales of woes. We came back with nothing. Pregnant returnee laments. Pretoria, many other places in South Africa unsafe. I wept as returnees sang national anthem, says Air Peace chairman. And federal government doles 40,000 naira airtime, 9 gigabyte data to returnees. Are they doing to rehabilitate 10? And lawyers, CSOs blast South African government for harassing and detaining returnees. Up here, we have some other stories. You have no powers to take over Edo Assembly, court tells National Assembly. I have no intention to inflict more hardship on Nigerians, Buhari says. OPS, NECA, PDP kick against proposed VAT increase. Imports rise by 67% in half one 2019. Balance of trade declines. And presidential tussle. Atiku should apologize to Nigerians ahead of appealing judgment, Lai Mohammed says. And insecurity, Southwest governors to launch Operation Amotekun, says Akeredolu. And violent protests, police arrest 2 over attack on Fahmi's wife. Real reason Jonathan pardoned Alam, says former Chief Justice Adoke. And that's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
We have here the Guardian newspaper next. 9.2 million SIM cards face deactivation. Security implication of improperly registered lines too grave to ignore. Unilag driver commits suicide after facing disciplinary panel. Witness narrates how aid conveyed 6.2 billion naira cash to Jang. Airline suspends evacuation of Nigerians over South Africa's restrictions. Cleric offers free tickets to 20 willing returnees. Only court can order state legislature takeover, judge declares. Meanwhile, northern governors adopt national livestock policy, move against Almajiris and insecurity. And flood submerges 3 buildings in Kogi. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
Let's take a look at the Daily Sun, shall we? And as federal government demands apology from Atiku, APC, PDP fight over tribunal's verdict. Even in world court, PDP will take second, Oshamole says. Your gloating will be short-lived, PDP replies. And federal government approves $5.3 billion for Ibadan-Kano Standard Rail Project. Raises the alarm over fake social media and power portals and links. Wow. And the soldiers, insurgents killed in fresh confrontation. And Buhari, we won't inflict additional hardship on Nigerians, reiterates commitment to paying the minimum wage. And South Africa, why 313 Nigerians didn't return in first batch, Foreign Ministry says. And at the bottom here, the National Assembly lacks power to take over Edo Assembly, court rules. And on the cover of the Daily Sun this morning, we have a photograph of President Muhammadu Buhari and some of his staff there with APC women leaders in Abuja yesterday. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
We have this day newspaper here now, and it says, in show of triumphalism, federal government APC demand apology from Atiku PDP. Your gloating won't last, opposition party replies. Moving to the top of the paper now, just above the masthead, it says EFCC meets with senior lawyers over P&ID, $9.6 billion arbitral award. Manufacturers, employers, others reject bid to hike VAT, urge federal government to widen tax net. Buhari says we won't inflict more hardship on Nigerians. Meanwhile, northern governors adopt livestock plan. And right at the bottom here, National Assembly lacks power to take over Edo Assembly, court rules. That's what we have on the cover of this day newspaper.
All right, we've got the Nigerian Tribune next. NLC, NECA, PDP reject 7.2% VAT rate. It will weaken Nigerians' purchasing power, financial experts say. And Senate to invite Finance Minister, FIRS Chairman. And some other stories. 3 years of power outage. Women block East-West Road. 3 years, wow. And don't eat fruits during medication, expert warns. And why I congratulated Buhari, Governor Wike says. Up here, northern governors adopt National Livestock Transformation Plan. That's on page 3. And federal government to link South Africa returnees with BOI for soft loan. to receive 40,000 naira airtime. And National Assembly can't take over Edo Assembly, court rules. And up here, finally, we have federal government approves $5.3 billion for Ibadan-Kano Standard Rail projects. That's what we have on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
I think we have just a bit of time for the Nation newspaper here. It says federal government Atiku gave false evidence at tribunal. Ex-VP should be prosecuted, it says. PDP will upturn verdict, and it says also why I hailed ruling by Wike. Right at the bottom of the paper here, it says son fakes own kidnap to defraud dad of 500,000 naira. LASU sacks 5 lecturers. Page 46 has more on that. It also says right at the top, governors drop Ruga for national livestock. Government eyes 140,000 jobs from NLNG Train 7. And finally, Makinde to probe looted funds. That's what we have on the cover of the Nation newspaper.
Yeah, and that's about all that we can take for this hour on the newspaper headlines. Of course, we're going to take a quick break and be back with the traffic situation in Lagos. Stay with us.
Welcome again to Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. It's a Friday, and you know what that means on Lagos roads. I am about to give you tips on how quickly you can get to your destination. And you can send in messages on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, just so you can let us know what the traffic situation is wherever you are right now. And of course, take a traffic selfie. That'll be really cute. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the usual. Yeah, I call it the usual because I like to go to that axis, considering the fact that there's so many people walking on the island. Oronshoki to Obalende Bridge. If today's journey happened to be the same on a Monday, I'm sure everybody would love going to work on a Monday, because according to what I'm seeing right now, it will take you less than 35 minutes to traverse Oronshoki to Obalende Bridge. Like, you can barely find any gridlock. It's amazing. As you're stepping out from the Oronshoki area, just light bumper to fender traffic at some point, but it's not so bad. It's just light traffic here and there, just pockets of that. But mostly freeway. When you get on the bridge, freeway. It's a good day to drive on the bridge. Like, you feel, is there a public holiday I missed? Exactly, that's the way I feel right now. I had to check before the traffic update. Yes, pockets of traffic, especially approaching the Unilag area, but very light. Like, you would never even know anything is happening, except maybe somebody just probably parked due to something being wrong with their car. That's probably what caused it, because it's really light. And it goes on and on and on and on till you reach the Adekunle area. You know, when those coming from Yaba connect to the bridge. Yes, that's where the traffic begins. Amazing, right? And the traffic goes on. The gridlock is actually quite heavy. It's bumper to fender all the way off the bridge. But as soon as you're off the bridge, especially when you get to the first intersection there, it's light traffic. Smooth sailing through the Osborne area until you get to Obalende Bridge. Of course, when you're approaching Obalende Bridge, the traffic is just a bit light. Yeah, it's pretty light, I tell you. I cannot believe what I'm seeing here. Less than 35 minutes, okay, conservatively 40 minutes to get to the island this morning, or at least to Obalende. For those who work on the island, that's usually more or less the exit points for you to get to so many places. So it's not so bad. If you're already on the road now, hey, you're safe. Just hurry up before the traffic really does begin. Now let's take a look at another axis, talking about the Ile-Epo bus stop all the way to Oshodi Bridge. Now, if you're just leaving home, you're in for a good time, because you will spend 47 minutes, but that's if you take another route. If you decide to take the Agege axis, connect through GRA, pretty good for you. You will take just about 50 minutes. However, If you choose to take the usual route, you're going to spend over an hour. It's not the same as you'd experience coming from Oworonshoki to Obalende this morning. No, it's not the same. As a matter of fact, coming out from, excuse me, coming out from Ilepo, the traffic gridlock is just there, but it's very brief. So it's just light bumper to fender traffic. It will last probably about a minute, so don't worry about it. Because as soon as you get out of that traffic, it's free flowing. I don't know what got in my throat. I guess I have a frog there. Okay, so it's free flowing until you're approaching Iyanopaja. Now, close to Iyanopaja, it's the traffic gridlock begins because it's bumper to fender traffic through under bridge Iyanopaja. In fact, when you leave on that bridge, you'd expect the traffic to ease out. It's not the case because it still continues until you are around the GIG Logistics approaching Diamond Bank here. That's where the traffic eases out and it's free flowing. Believe it or not, it's free flowing through Dokpemu. I mean, Dokpemu Bridge is actually free right now. That access is free. And it's deceptively so because as soon as you're past Dokpemu, you're still cruising, feeling fly and all, the traffic begins. It starts off as light, so you think, oh, it's not such a big deal. Until you're approaching Cement, especially the corner of filling station, that's where the traffic begins to show pepe. And the gridlock is serious bumper to fender this morning. Idimangoro access traffic, like it goes all the way through Ikeja along. So basically, the traffic starts from Cement this morning all the way to Ikeja along, okay? So just prepare your mind. After Ikeja is free flowing to Oshodi, you'll be all right. Just make sure you're patient and give consideration to other road users, all right? I'll join the guys in the kitchen right now. I'm sure there's something to talk about.
There's always something to talk about.
I saw Titi checking out Chioma's ring.
Really?
I don't know why you guys keep putting pressure.
No, the guy tweeted, she said yes. I'm talking about Davido now.
Yeah.
She said yes, and he now wrote Big Rock. That's what they want you to see now. You don't know whether it's Swarovski
Who wrote Big
or
Rock?
he wrote it there in a tweet. So that's why I'm like,
he wrote Big Rock.
Big Rock. So I zoomed in on the rock to see how big the rock was. I mean, that's what you want us to see now. We've seen it. Congratulations to Davido and Chioma
that's really
for
sweet
taking
for
that
them.
step. Really? Yeah, taking that step. No, there was a lot of speculation.
Whether or not they will make it to that, yes.
Yeah, because so a lot of people are calling out all the haters now. They're like, they're not going to marry. People are calling them out now online.
No, they are not married yet. They are engaged.
Exactly.
Not everybody who is engaged gets married.
That was what I was going to say.
No, have I said something wrong? Am I missing something?
No.
Why is everybody chuckling?
We're chuckling because that's exactly how the people on Twitter sound.
Okay, I take it back then. So nobody chuckles at my expense because I experienced something this week that, I don't know, it's gave me a fright. You know this stuff you hear of blogs and all that, carrying stories in a different manner, and whoever is affected comes out to say, no, it's not like this, it's not like that.
Yeah.
I had a first-hand experience of it.
Okay.
So the other day when this guy was here, Blackface,
Okay.
so we did a follow-up interview on my radio show. That was 10 o'clock. And somehow it made it to the blogs.
Well,
it was on like all the major blogs. I didn't even take it as a big deal. I was like one of those things. Until someone asked me personally yesterday about something he said and now tagged me on the post. I went to take a look at the video. The video had been edited in such a way that it made him look like he was saying something completely different.
They do it all the time.
And I was
they
like,
do it all the time. They only take those key.
You are talking of a man making a mistake with his child's age. He doesn't live with his children. He hasn't had access to his children for a long time. And then he goes, oh, my daughter is 17, 18, no, 15. Before that, he had said some other things, but that place was actually edited to make it look like he didn't know what he was saying.
Yeah. So the people are always looking for the juiciest part of the story to get it to trend. I remember doing an interview with someone even here, and the only thing they heard was, well, I've not seen my wife in over a year, whereas the lady had gone for a course. I've not seen my wife in over a year was the headline.
It looked like they weren't living together.
Exactly. And I'm like, she had gone for a course, but then by the time you go back and they'll start explaining, nobody's going to see your explanation.
Nobody wants to listen to. Okay, they made reference to lyrics that turned out to be from Shoton by Tiwa Savage. And I remember even mentioning during the chat that, are you trying to shade her? And it was like, no, it's just using it as an example for how lyrics are so poor and all that. That's how they said he was attacking Tiwa again. That he has left to Baba.
He picked her the 1,001 songs. He decided it was Tiwa, so it was
I know. It was probably the first thing that came to his mind.
You see, but that's the thing. You see, people want to find out. Okay, I remember listening to that part where he was talking about his children. So people don't really care in their mind.
When I watched it, it didn't even make any sense.
Because they were like, okay, so your children, why are you guessing the age? So because people feel like even if you're not with them, you should know when they were born. That means you should have a desire to want to see them.
If you have more than one child,
exactly. If you have more than one child, it happens.
Sometimes have to.
Yes, you need.
So for instance, my son is going to be 9 in November. So sometimes I say he's 8. Then he's close. So sometimes I say he's almost 9. Sometimes I say he's 8. You get? So sometimes you have to then think, okay, it was born in 2010. So
I've had several fathers do that.
Sometimes you have to
don't even know their
quick.
children's birthdays. He remembers his November. Ask some fathers, they'll say, Shebi, June.
Sometimes you have to do
you were born in July.
Sometimes you have to do a quick calculation so that you're not caught unawares.
It's so weird you should say that, because I was having a conversation with the twins. And I was like, don't worry, next year, April 13th. No, I said next year, April 13th, I will get you that thing that
but their birthday is 15, isn't it?
Thank you. Amber was like, Mom, it's April 15th. I was like, yeah, but I'm going to buy it on the 13th.
Nice cop out. I give that to you.
Parents do forget.
Parents do forget. And this is someone who is even living with them. It's possible.
Parents do forget. Once the child is over 5, your calculations will start messing up.
But I just want to encourage people out there that, that really take what the bloggers say hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, I mean, blogging sites are not really news sources.
They're not news sources, but that's where people seem to go to get their news. And it's scary because one of the things I remember being taught when I started in mass comm, people on radio and TV have the power to start and end wars. Yeah. And if you understand that responsibility, you won't abuse it. Then this is also to talk to the bloggers and people that feel like they're blogging. They're not actually blogging. They're just putting out gossip.
They are blogging. That's
So blogging also has standards. If you go internationally, if you see what bloggers do internationally,
that's why
we don't have bloggers here. We don't. If you see what they do.
You see, we don't do half of what they do. If you look at blogs like Vulture,
if you see
there's a very popular blog, Jezebel.
Oh, God.
Jezebel.com. Very popular blog. All they know is just to put the kind of news that you don't see outside.
Yes, we don't have...
Blogging is just like you said. If you have some reputable organizations, check them out. But if it's a blog,
a blog is a blog. A blog is like gossip. A blog is like a social media post. You essentially can post anything you want on your blog. Conspiracy theories.
Exactly.
It's your blog. So essentially you can put anything you like on it. But if it's a news site, that's different. That's where there's a problem. So you report the news and you pick up stuff that, and if it's a rumor, you say it's a rumor. Like, it to be very clear what it is. And if it's not verified, a news site will use it.
A popular blog put up a post about a communications building that was burnt 2015 and claimed it was xenophobia.
Yeah.
Wow. And then people were like, keep to the standards of journalism, take it down. Yeah. No, she was not going to take it down because it was bringing traffic. Yeah. You're going to see what did she do wrong, and that is traffic to my blog. I'm not a journalist, man.
Exactly.
It's a blog.
I never claimed to be a journalist.
Yes, blogging is opening a blog.
Exactly.
When I finished looking at the tag,
like opening a Twitter handle.
I don't follow that page actually. When I finished looking at the tag, I saw most views like maybe 20,000, 50,000. That one had almost 300,000. Why? Because it's sleazy.
Then you now come and now delete it.
Where somebody you're messing up somebody else's reputation.
I wish we could continue this. But hopefully we're giving you a different perspective. We have to wrap this up right now, but we will be back. Wake Up Nigeria continues. Welcome back. It's about time for us to take our first musical performance this morning. And Ben Anansi is here. And it's so interesting that you should step into the building this morning. Ojobo Ben Donald, yeah, that's your name.
Yes.
But you're also a singer, songwriter. Your debut single released in 2017. You have a live concert that holds annually, am I right?
Yeah, I have a live one that holds annually.
Please use this. Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Holds annually, and I get to have different artists, both local and international. They come together and just make live music for our own audience.
Okay, fantastic. So is it a particular genre of music, or is it just, as they say, potpourri?
No, it's not like a particular genre. We're generalizing any artist who just got something to showcase.
Okay.
It's a cool thing for everybody to just be a part of. So.
All right. So you released something in January. What was that?
I released Belego in January.
Okay, fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
so how's the response been?
It's amazing. We can't complain.
All right,
We're
then.
doing good.
And that's what you're about to perform now.
Yes,
So
yes.
tell us about Belego.
Okay, I recorded Belego earlier. It's January this year. I was in the studio. I was just playing, and there was what actually inspired Belego was we were talking about money, ego. And they were like, Bolego.
Okay.
Igbo was like, like move the money, like take the money. So it was just like, basically we're talking about making money in that particular song, yeah.
All right, then. I can't wait to hear it.
All right.
All right. So once again, Ben Anansi here with Belego.
You go see your mother, you go see your father. Pull up in the club in the Rari and the Bentley. Okay. All of me boys that clean in a Gucci and the Fendi.
Well, the weekend is here, and how excited are you to see us?
What?
Us.
Us?
Yeah, on your screens on Friday.
I don't know. It just means
People
that...
always say they look forward to our Friday shows. I don't know why.
Yeah, maybe it's the fact that we remind them about the fact that it's a weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the food. Maybe it's game day. Maybe it's...
I told you to put that on a billboard out on the junction.
No, they didn't.
I was telling somebody else. Anyway.
But it's a beautiful day. So far, so good at this end. Hopefully yours is great as well.
Yeah, and because you are watching us, we dare say that you're going to be having a great morning as well. My name is Yomi Owokwe.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinso. It's really great to meet you, all of you. Let's start the second hour of the show as quickly as possible. Stream with us, please. Stream with us.
Yeah, of course. We are live right now at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yes, indeed. All our social media platforms need that hashtag. If you're sending in comments, hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
Yeah, of course, our mobile app is something that you can download by searching any app store, and it's at TVC Connect. You can search TVC Connect on the Android and the iOS stores as well.
Yes, indeed. Download that app as soon as you can. You'll watch us from anywhere in the world as soon as you do. Just check it out. We have a chef already in the building.
Yeah, Chef Debbie's back with us, and she's with Mary right now. Hey, guys. How's it
She's
going?
with me temporarily. Titi is the one in the kitchen. But it's great to have Chef Debbie here. How you doing today?
Is that gizzard I'm seeing or onions?
Oh, wow.
Beef. This is beef, actually.
Okay,
Beef, plantain.
Why is it purple, though? I'm just wondering.
Oh, well.
Maybe your screen is showing it purple, but this is very red here.
Okay.
Very red, as a matter of fact.
Chef Debs. Looks like you took a
look at
cue
that
from
beef.
TT with your hair this morning.
Yeah, it seems green is the new thing.
Yeah. You guys are preparing for the Independence Day. It's fine.
Wow.
That's like
We
2
will
months early.
we will catch up by
Month.
coloring our hair as
Thank you
well.
so much.
Oh, she even has something Nigerian here.
Thank you.
What?
I'm very patriotic.
Yeah.
I'm a patriot.
We'll see you with that hair on October 1.
But it's interesting, coloring hair is becoming a big thing. I saw someone with neon blue hair yesterday, and the guy took my shine. I was like, this guy, why?
Neon blue.
Neon blue.
Somebody said the other day that the rest of the world is now catching up with Dennis Rodman.
Oh, wow.
20 years ago. That's what I saw on Twitter.
Okay, let's tell everybody what's happening today. Please note, we have another performance for you from hip-hop artist La Crown.
And as always, Mike is on standby for a review of this later on.
From the XOD dance crew, the House of Virtuosity, we're bringing you a dance performance. Samuel and Emmanuel will be here.
These guys are sensational. And we have a litigation practitioner, Tokpai Salami, who is going to be talking to us about the need for lawyers in the Nigerian entertainment scene. Now, this is an emerging area that you can make a lot of progress in if you do decide to go in that area.
Now, there is more music coming up very, very soon. We have singer-songwriter Ben Anansi showing up.
And finally, we have award-winning filmmaker Joel Kachi Benson. And Joel just won an award over the weekend, and we're going to ask him how he felt. I don't know if we have the footage of him going up the stage, because I saw it online, and it was just remarkable. He didn't expect it, you know, at the Venice Film Festival just a few days ago.
Really impressive.
Yeah, quite impressive.
A lot of people with hopes, dreams. One thing I will say is, please don't build somebody else's dream.
Yeah.
Build your own.
You have to help somebody else build their dream first.
No, yeah, sure, you can work
and in
with
the process,
someone.
learn how
That
to
thing you just said there.
Yes.
That thing you just said there.
What happened?
It's a strong thing, though.
Yes, so because...
No. Right?
Okay,
No,
you know,
maybe
okay, so...
She probably came out wrong. What she was trying to say is basically...
Yeah, where you have a dream, a lot of people inspire you to be better, to do better. You have to work with people to get to that point. But there are some people that never actually get to that point because they didn't realize it wasn't their dream. And, okay, you know what, there's not enough time for us to go into this. There's not enough time.
We'll probably talk about this during the third banter.
No.
All right, we have to...
We are in the kitchen once again on Wake Up Nigeria, and it's a pleasure to be standing next to my fellow patriot, the lady with the green braids, Chef Devi.
Hi. Good morning.
Okay, so she has an array of very lovely looking food here. What are we making this morning?
Okay, we're making plantain and coconut beef stew.
Coconut beef stew?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you say you're making plantain, we're not planting it, right?
No, of course
what are we doing to the plantain?
Okay, I'll cook the plantain in the stew.
Fabulous.
It's actually an Ethiopian meal.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, it's good to travel and explore different cultures using food and a whole lot of other things.
It sounds interesting, I have to say. Okay, so what are the ingredients we're working with here?
So we have beef, already washed.
Okay.
Then we have plantain. You can try to use unripe, but this is already ripe.
Okay, ripened plantain.
Yeah.
What's
then
this?
This is onion already blended.
Okay.
We have salt, we have oil.
Vegetable oil.
Yeah, we have peppers and tomatoes already blended.
Okay.
Then we have our coconut milk.
Did you squeeze this milk out of the coconut yourself?
I bought the canned one.
Okay, the canned one.
Yeah.
And what's this?
This is a mixture of garlic and ginger.
Garlic and ginger juice?
Yeah.
Okay, not the actual pulp itself, just the juice?
But you know, it's already resting below.
Okay, all right then. So some spices here. Yeah. This looks like thyme, am I right?
Thyme, yeah.
And
curry, then seasoning.
Seasoning, beautiful. Okay, so I think we need to start the process. What's the first thing we need to do?
Okay, I would season my meat.
Okay.
And start boiling. Yeah, let me add some garlic.
Garlic and ginger. Okay.
And a bit of thyme. And some curry.
So I've heard of a pinch of salt, not a pinch of thyme.
I said a bit of thyme.
Okay. All right then. So you didn't really measure those. Were you aiming for like a teaspoon or a spoonful?
You know, my beef is actually very small, so just like half teaspoon.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So onion.
Is there a particular reason why you blended the onions and you didn't just chop them and add them to it?
Not really. You can actually chop. You can blend whichever way. But you know, it's a stew. I don't want to have big chunks of onion and some other things in it.
All right, go ahead. So the spices have gone in, and now a bit of salt.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me
what?
Put it on fire, then add some little water.
Okay, so there are some people that don't put water in their meat. They just cover it and let the juices come out. What do you think about that?
I'm making more or less like, should I say, let me just call it a soup because I'm going to have liquid in it. Okay. Then the plantain will be like the solid. So I actually need water and I need the stock.
All right, go ahead with the water.
So I already have my water boiling. Let me just add a little.
Aha, it wasn't room temperature water, it was actual hot water.
Yeah, but there's actually no reason for that. You can use room temperature, cold, boiled water, and all.
Right. No wahala. So what's next?
Yeah, I'll allow this to cook for a while, cover. Then when it's ready, I'll make the sauce, then add in the plantain and the coconut milk.
All right. So how long exactly do you think the meat is going to take before it gets to the softness you want?
Let's say about 10, 12 minutes.
10, 12 minutes?
Yeah.
On maybe high heat, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm waiting for that meat to soften for my own personal reasons, you know, but I really want to see the process. So you were still working on the plantain?
Yeah.
So you're just peeling it the same way everyone peels their plantain, right?
Yeah.
But you're removing the skin, obviously.
Yeah.
And this is not going to be fried?
No. I'll cook it in the soup.
Just throw it in?
Yeah.
It has this starchy effect whenever, you know, you just throw plantain into anything. It acts like a kind of thickener sometimes.
Yeah.
So that means no matter how watery your meat broth is...
It will help thicken this.
All right. Yeah. Aha. So I'm looking at the sizes you're picking there. It can't be any thinner than that?
It can.
It can?
Like this size is actually fine.
Perfect.
So you can use your spoon and pick it up.
All right. Okay. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. So I think anything with plantain in it, my kids would love, you know. But you said it was from another country. What country was it from?
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. Is there a particular set of people in Ethiopia that make it like this, or you just heard it was from there?
No, I don't have so much idea about that, but I know it's an Ethiopian meal.
All right.
But it's actually African, so we can explore. You know, it's actually nice when you know you can use your local ingredients to make a lot of amazing dishes from different tribes and cultures.
All right then. So we have about 10 minutes on the meat. And while the meat is cooking, is there anything else we need to do while we wait?
We'll just wait a little and make the sauce.
Right. Fantastic. So I know that it's a process waiting for meat to cook, but is there any other type of protein I could use for this type of soup?
Yeah, you can use that. You can actually improvise, but that would be going outside the recipe. But you can use chicken, you can use pork meat,
okay.
You can use whatever meat you like, mutton, and so on.
Okay, so this is not pepper soup exactly. This is like a casserole kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Close. I did also note that there are not many other vegetables involved in this. You know, there's no leaf, there's no fruits or carrots or anything like that.
But you can add, it's optional, you can add them if you want.
All right, okay. So there you have it. What's the name of our dish one more time?
Plantain and coconut beef stew.
The coconut aspect is what I want to find out.
The coconut milk.
I really want to find out about that. Well, you've seen it start. Hopefully you'll be right there when we have the finished product. Chef Debbie is in the building, but we have to go to a break and we will be back.
Welcome back. It's Friday, and you know how we do it. We get to talk about the EPL. I mean, a 2-week break. That was quite a very long break, but then our appetite, we're ready for the next 7 of EPL, of course, which kicks off tomorrow. And I've got no one here, Dan. Mian Akiri, sports journalist, reporter, anchor, enthusiast, and all that. You know, Mian, it's great to have you here. You're welcome.
Good to be here. Always good to be here, Mike.
So 2 weeks, we've not had EPL, and it comes back tomorrow.
The international break, definitely.
Okay, so there is this thing about the international break, of course, which was why the UNL, the Nations League, came in. Do you feel, on a personal level, how is the international break something that do you rate it? Do you think it's something that can, suffice for that time when there is no club football?
Well, good for national team handlers when you have international, windows to ensure that players get to come together.
Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't also forget the fact that it has its own rankings from the Federation of International Football Association on a monthly basis to know teams who are also doing very well.
Very well.
So whichever way it is, there are those who love, the weekend football from the Premier League to La Liga to the Serie A, the Deutsche Eredivisie, the Bundesliga.
The League On,
but then,
all of that.
But you can't take it away. International football is also very, very important.
It's very important. It's needed. Okay, so we're back from the international break. Of course, Nigeria, Ukraine, by the way. Just very short, just your thoughts.
Good one for the Super Eagles, but another flaw again, in my own opinion, from Coach Gennett Rowe. We've seen it over time. Let me take you back to the 2014 World Cup in Russia, Nigeria, Argentina. We needed just a draw. Substitution, was a major factor that cost us, that game against Argentina. Let's go to the 2019 Nations Cup. There were some games you'd have expected, Gennett Rowe to make the best of substitution. Ahmed Musa at some point in time was tired. You had the likes of Osimhen, you had the likes of Onyekuru. He didn't use the players. But then Osimhen is on fire.
He's on fire
his
now.
French league on side. Doing very well.
4 goals
now,
in
you saw the substitution.
Games.
After the substitution, the Ukrainians came back.
They did.
But then, let's leave it.
Okay, so straight after the EPL, EPL is resuming, and of course, Liverpool will kick up with Newcastle. Do you think Newcastle can put a cog in the wheel of the progress of Liverpool's run?
Well, let's take a look at the big teams as we go into the weekend. You want to ask yourself, will Liverpool, continue unbeaten run? Will Manchester City indeed keep pace, with the Reds from Anfield, who are indeed doing very well at this point in time? Will the Gunners indeed secure a 3rd win of the season? These are some of the questions you'll be looking at as you go into the big game this weekend. At the moment, Liverpool look unstoppable. They've been grinding out results in a very, very, very good way. Jurgen Klopp, just like we said at some point in time, he didn't go into the transfer market, but keeping the likes of Sadio Mane, keeping the likes of Salah and Kofi Firmino means, hey, you have an elder squad. It was one who also advised, the Barca man, come, there's no space for you here. Why don't you go to Bayern Munich? And then that's what we saw at the end of the day. So Liverpool, very elder, they should indeed continue with their
Let's rush up with this now. Remember the issue between Salah, of course, and Mane, the issue with being selfish and all of that. Do you think that is going to affect team chemistry and harmony?
I doubt. Sometimes, the media come out to take things beyond the norm.
No, but we saw this. This was not just media. We saw this on pitch.
I'm coming. You see, in a normal dressing room, there is always, the issue of ego. There is always the issue of, hey, give this to me. I should have, gotten the ball at the back of the net. But for every good striker, you must be selfish. If you're not selfish, you can't score goals.
We all agree on that.
You can't become the top marksman or the top scorer, in a major league. From the likes of Messi, Thierry Henry, Ronaldo, and the likes, they are all selfish. A good striker, it must be selfish, and it happens.
I agree with you. Well, we were just looking at the highlights, Arsenal-Tottenham. Arsenal is going to be up against Watford. That 2-2 draw, the last time, they're going to be up against Watford this time.
Last season, they had a very porous results.
Record.
The most terrible side, of the big teams, in the Premier League away from home. But one way or the other, they started on a good note this season. They started away at Tyneside against Newcastle United. And then they've been turning out results, poco, except for Liverpool.
I like that.
The big guns.
I like that. Okay, still talking about the big guns. Norwich City is going to be up against Manchester City. Of course, Timo Pukki there, even in the international goal, he's on fire now, man. The guy is on fire.
Give it to Norwich City, an exciting side going forward. The focus point now is Norwich City, and everybody's talking about Timo. On international duty, he scored.
But then, he did.
Do you see them playing the best of football they've played against every other team against City? No. This time, but I think they may want to be a bit defensive-minded because City loves to keep the ball, loves to dictate the pace, and that's an advantage, for a team like Manchester City. If you're in possession of the ball, to a large extent, you dictate the pace of the game. But that's what Norwich does not have. I don't see them going all out against City this time, but I think they'll be cautious, try to get City on the counter. Defensive worries for for Pep Guardiola, but then expect City to get a job done.
Finally, Manchester United up against Leicester City. That is going to be. We've got to the point where we cannot just trust on Manchester United to get the result, even at Old Trafford.
Very worrisome at this point of time for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But whichever way, you have to indeed take a look at the fact that he's been able, to keep some good players. Going forward, I think Leicester will prove that as a test, from Manchester United.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mian. Thank you very much, Mian. Next week, of course, we'll take a look. The Champions League resumes. We'll take a look at that next week.
That's
wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. All right. From that pulsating review with Mian, we have to head over to the garden. Yomi is about to tell us what's happening in the garden. Hello, Yomi.
Welcome to the outdoors. Well, I've got Samuel and Emmanuel with me. These guys are members of a group called XEOD, and they're going to be doing something special for us this morning. We don't have that much time. I wanted to ask you a few questions, but we have to do that performance now because the rains look like they're about to come down. Are you guys ready for us?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, let's do it. XEOD, guys.
Welcome back. Wake Up Nigeria kitchen is buzzing and brewing and smelling really nice, actually. Chef Debbie in the building. We're twinning on the green hair today, in case you didn't notice. But we're also very interested in what she's making today. For those that are just tuning in, let's tell them the name of this meal.
Okay, this is, we're making plantain and coconut beef stew.
Plantain and coconut beef stew. Okay, those are your ingredients. Oil, beef, curry, garlic, plantain, of course, tomatoes, Cajun spice, onions, thyme, ginger, peppers, coconut milk, and seasoning cubes. Some very basic things you have in the house on a normal day. Maybe the only thing you might not have is maybe coconut milk. I don't know. Some people have coconut milk just lying around.
But if you have coconuts, you can make the milk. You can just grind and squeeze out the milk.
All right, fantastic. So before now, we've boiled the meat with your blended onion,
garlic, ginger, thyme, curry, seasoning.
So what's the next part of the process? What are we doing next?
So I want to make the sauce, or should I say the stew.
Okay.
Add in some oil.
Vegetable oil.
Yeah.
That goes in first. Aha, okay.
Allow it to heat up for a bit, then add the onion.
Okay. Yeah, so the onions go in. Now that's the sound I love hearing. Okay.
Then my ginger and garlic.
Ginger and garlic, blended ginger and garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made that yourself, yeah?
Yeah. And I add in my spice. You know, it's good to always fry the spices and herbs. Yeah, because it's like gives it a very great aroma, unlike when you just add it when you're already cooking.
Oh, really? Okay. Fry it in the oil, onions, garlic, and ginger. So now this is pre-blended tomatoes and peppers.
Yeah.
Is it the normal ones you just find in the market?
Yeah, fresh tomatoes and chili peppers.
Which chili exactly? Is it the...
Scotch bonnet.
Okay, that's atarodo.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So I'll add in the
tomato and pepper mix. Fabulous. Yeah, that's the sound I'm looking for. It's still frying, but it's like almost boiling frying at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I noted that you did put quite a bit of oil. Were you aiming for a particular amount of oil to fry this?
Yeah, because I don't want to really fry, because I'm going to add in the coconut milk later, like very soon.
Getting that aroma already. That, what's the word? You know that the smell that you get when you want to do spaghetti bolognese. Okay. Yeah, that fried tomato-y taste. Oh, well, smell. I'm loving that. Okay, so what do we do with this meat? Now, I know that the meat itself, if we could put that in the shot, is cooked to a little bit to be tender, right?
Yeah.
But I also heard that you're not supposed to leave it in the meat water, you know, in the broth, in the stock for too long. But you're looking to keep it there for a while, right?
Yeah, because I'm adding the stock as well together with the meat.
Okay.
In the pan. And I'm going to be doing that now.
Right now. Okay.
So it's to continue cooking.
Standard stew process. We have to wrap this up now, but tell me what goes in next.
The coconut milk.
Okay.
So we'll allow this to cook for a while, then add the coconut milk.
All right, beautiful. Do I add all this coconut milk?
No.
Maybe just about how much? A cup?
About half
cup. All right then. If you have the standard can you buy in the supermarket, half. All right, so I wish we could show you more, but there is something that you need to listen to. Mary is on standby with a lawyer.
Thank you very much, Titi. Now, you know, we have a lot of artists who are just beginning to rise in the Nigerian entertainment scene, and it's important for us to do our bit to ensure that they do not make the same legal mistakes that were made by the A-listers when they were just coming up. And believe me, there's so many mistakes, several we're dealing with now. I have here with me Tokwe Salami. He is an IP and litigation practitioner called to bar in 2014. He currently offers strategic business and legal advice to clients ranging from entertainers to entertainment outfits. And he will be talking about the essence of lawyers in the creative sector. Great to have you here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You know, when we talk about lawyers in the entertainment industry, people take it for granted, like, what's the big deal? Many people, especially in Nigeria, don't realize that entertainment law is actually a big deal. Tell me more about this, especially how you handle clients that go, why do I have to do this?
Generally, you are right. Most people are not aware that there is a part of law called entertainment law. And really, I do tell people entertainment law is the newest Nigerian crude oil. Entertainment generally, I mean, the entertainment industry. We all know the worth, and of course, if properly managed, it's going to be, you know, a huge source of income, a huge source of revenue, even to the government as well. So, well, we lawyers into entertainment laws, I mean, we know ourselves, and we're just trying to, you know,
that means you're very few?
We are, of course,
my gosh.
we are very few.
Okay.
We are very few. We are very few. You know, we have various lawyers. Some are experts in litigation, some are experts in insolvency and other aspects of law, but most people would prefer to go the other route, while some of us are of the opinion that, oh, we can, you know, build a niche for ourselves in the entertainment industry, because, man, we need, the entertainment industry need experts, who are actually legal practitioners, because most of our artists, most of our entertainment outfits, and the entertainment industry at large is not well structured. And the only thing that can structure it is to have experts, you know, who are familiar with the law, who are familiar with the procedures, and, you know, who are familiar with how things are done in advanced countries.
For you to talk about entertainment law industry, entertainment law, and all, especially establishing the fact that there are not so many people in it, it makes you wonder if there are actually laws guarding the entertainment sector in Nigeria. Are there laws guiding that sector?
Yes.
So why is it that there are few lawyers actually going into this? Is it that it's an industry that isn't welcoming, or it's an industry that is too complicated for others to actually tap into it?
Well,
or it's a close-knit one, like you guys form a clique or something?
No clique whatsoever.
So there are entertainment laws?
Yes. You know, we have the Copyright Act. Copyright Act is an intellectual property law.
Okay.
entertainment law is beneath intellectual property. Intellectual property is like the umbrella of entertainment law. We have the Patent Act, we have the Trademarks Act, we have the even Company and Allied Matters Act. Somehow you can, relate it. Because you as an entertainment outfit, you still have to register your label or your company.
Yeah.
You as an entertainment outfit, being a company, you still have to pay tax.
Yeah.
So all these laws are, so related and interwoven. So that is it for entertainment
okay.
law.
Now that we've established that entertainment laws do exist, we focus so much on so many different laws and all, but perhaps in the course of discussing this further some other time, we might be able to really stretch on this.
Yeah, sure.
However, let's get to the meat of the discussion today. What then is the essence of entertainment lawyers in the industry? Can't somebody who probably does some kind of law decide to represent me? Must it be an entertainment lawyer? What's the essence of actually getting yourself an entertainment lawyer as an entertainer?
Okay, now, before chipping into your question, I would say, as an entertainment lawyer, you bring law into creativity.
Wow.
Now,
what an angle. Okay.
Now, I mean, it can only take an entertainment lawyer to appreciate, one's talent and, one's creativity to have this model, of protecting such talent and then creativity. That's one. And really, when people ask me, what's the essence of having an entertainment lawyer? I give them two reasons.
Please tell me.
One, and two importance. Yeah, the first one would be for transactional purposes, and the second one would be for litigation purposes. When I say transactional, I mean in terms of your transactions, your contracts, representing your clients in meetings, drafting other documents, reviewing documents for them.
Okay.
That is for transactional.
Okay.
I mean, you have to pitch your client or your acts or the talent or the creative to a particular brand.
Okay.
Then for litigation, anything that has to do with courts.
That's the person who handles it.
I mean,
and this litigation you talked about, there have been several instances of copyright, so to speak.
Yeah, sure.
The most recent being Zakiadze versus Mr. Easy on his new song. And even before that, a long-standing one between Two-Face and Blackface. And there are several of such incidents, especially in the industry.
Yeah, sure.
Unfortunately, we cannot touch on all of them right now because of time.
Yeah.
However, I would just like you to round off by telling an average entertainer out there just how to secure a good entertainment lawyer, because sometimes you don't actually know what to look out for. How do you secure one?
Well, thank God the internet is there right now.
Okay.
Referrals are also there right now.
Okay.
Then you actually watch out for entertainment events.
Okay.
Most of these entertainment events, they've actually drawn a line between a lawyer.
Okay.
Of course, we are all lawyers.
Yeah.
A lawyer and an entertainment law expert.
Okay.
Yes, most of these entertainment events right now, I mean...
There's a lot to talk about in this regard.
Apparently.
However, we need to take a break. You know why? Because the second hour is over. So we'll be back on the other side of the hour for more. Stay with us as Wake Up Nigeria.
It's still the feel-good Friday edition of Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah, just behind the scenes, we're quoting some scriptures there.
Really? You were? I didn't have anything to do with that conversation.
Yeah.
You want to requote? You want to requote?
Well, yeah, no, I'm just talking about when it's cold, what happens.
Okay, what happens
according
when it's
to
cold?
scriptures. But I want to ask you what plans you have for the weekend.
I like that. Well, hey, there's a children's birthday party happening.
Oh, okay.
So the kids will be going. So I'll be trying to keep my wig on, chasing them up and down.
And then they'll call you out for games.
Exactly.
We're going to get 2 mommies and daddies to come and dance.
Then I'll go and fight for party pack. Then I'll be resting the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
But hey, hopefully you have some great plans as well. But you should be planning to spend the next 45 minutes or so with us. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
Yeah, 2 hours has gone by so fast. My name is Yomi Ope. Stream with us live right now at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook as well. Check us out at TVC Connect.
So that hashtag, yeah, we talk about it every single day. It's right there. Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. And of course,
the app is available. Yeah, for download both on the Android and iOS stores. Just search for it. Look for TVC Connect, the TVC Connect app, and you can watch us from anywhere in the world.
So, when it comes to music, we don't slack. You know we got it on lockdown. We have Ben and Nancy coming up.
And for a chat and games later on the show, yeah, there he is. That's Kachi Benson. And that was just a few days ago. Live in, he was in Venice,
yes,
where he won an award for the Daughters of Chibok. He's going to tell us all about it in a few minutes. Very nice. I like it.
Really great. Nice. So he's done is create virtual reality movies, and he was the only African to put one forward.
Yeah.
And he won. And he won.
Superstar.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
When he came here a few weeks ago, he actually gave me that experience for about 5 minutes upstairs, and it's quite remarkable. It's actually the whole Chibok experience. So when you wear the virtual reality headset, you feel like you're actually in Chibok. So anywhere you turn,
goodness, you see it, and that's why if you notice the pictures, even without that, you see it's kind of like. It's secular.
Yeah, so you could hear because the headset, and then I had headphones on as well, so I was hearing voices.
So it's a 360 kind of experience of sort of being in a place without actually being there.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize how many strides have been taken.
In that regard. You know, there was a time when we even give out a headset. They have very cheap ones that can use with your phones.
Yeah.
When you can't have that something. But talking about a superstar, to another superstar, DCP. Abakiari.
Okay. Oh wow. You said you were going to mention that.
Yeah, that guy is like the Jack Bauer of the Nigerian police. No, I'm serious.
Wow.
Man.
Go ahead.
Every major, so there's the kidnapping ring, which he just bust, and the reports is all going around. Yeah. The kidnap kingpin that does along the Abuja Kaduna Kano Expressway. He has gotten that kingpin. Yeah. What's his name? Yellow something. His nickname or so. And then with some of his gang leaders. Yeah. This was the same guy that bust Evans and all of that.
And the same guy that bust the Taraba guy.
As in, like, he is Jack Bauer, man. Big shout out to him. Big shout out to him.
Those are the kind of people that actually police protection.
Yeah.
Like,
wonderful.
His colleagues.
And he's a real life guy. He's not like those Arnold Schwarzenegger
no, it's actually
action type heroes.
You should talk about the action going on very soon.
But there.
Welcome again. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time for Ben and Nancy to give us yet another music performance. And this time, he will be performing Slow Down.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to hurry out of here instead.
All right, no problem.
Every man who see you realize. Girl, you know your booty be the price. So me put my eyes on the price. You I see.
I like that smooth flow from Ben and Nancy. They're very nice.
Yeah.
Smooth weekend.
And you can see that he actually loves his music. Like he's
of course he loves his music. Anyway, very nice, very nice. Well done. And we have another special guest joining us this morning, Joel Kachi Benson, a passionate storyteller whose first documentary was accepted into the BFM Film Festival in 2009. That was, you know, way back.
Yeah, about 10 years ago now. He's also behind In Bakassi, which told the story of life in one of the largest IDP camps in northern Nigeria.
Yeah, and in this month of July, he and his team birthed Daughters of Chibok, and it made history as the only VR documentary made by an African. Wow.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely amazing. And he's joining us this morning after winning that award in Venice.
Congratulations.
So he's fresh. This is a week later.
Yeah.
About a week, yeah. Exactly
so the halo is still on you. You're still feeling that glow.
Yeah. I think we have footage of you receiving that award, if you can take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, but that moment, and we're going to talk about the documentary in a few minutes, but just that moment that we're watching on the screen right now, when your name was called, or the name of the documentary, and you walking through, look, see how large that hall is. Probably like 3,000 to 5,000 people in that hall.
Yeah,
You're going up that stage and just...
Look at that.
Were you surprised?
No, so
what did you say, Zeb? Like, did you have a speech?
Yeah. I did. I did.
The big screen. Wow.
It was a very surreal experience for me. What had happened was that, so the rule is that they don't tell you who's going to win until a day before.
Okay.
So the only people that were in the hall were winning directors.
Oh.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That many number of people?
Yeah, I mean, the rest are just like, you know, maybe invited guests.
Okay.
But if you made a film for the festival, then you can only be there if you won.
Wow.
So they'll tell you the day before. So obviously then you have to a non-disclosure, you can't say anything.
Of course.
But, because I was already planning to leave.
Oh, you were planning to leave?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was a big deal that we went to Venice in the first place. That was the only African VR documentary in Venice. So I was fine with that. I was happy.
We need to break down what VR is. There are a lot of people that don't understand why this documentary is different from any standard documentary they see on National Geographic, for instance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, virtual reality, that's VR, is this sort of like emerging technology that we're using to create content. And basically what it does is, instead of having like detached viewing where you're watching something on the screen, it takes you to the place. It literally transports you there. So when you wear the headset, like this, for instance, so you know, when you wear the headsets, you can look around you in 360, as if you're there.
And you'd see everything.
Everything. So it sort of like increases your connection to the story, all right? And it's being used a lot for like empathy filmmaking, where if I told you, oh, some kids are starving in northern Nigeria, and I show you a picture, but if you wear the headset, it's like you're there with the kids. It increases the empathy level, and it's a very, very strong tool for communication. It's being used for all sorts, education, in health sector, for training, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Now, for many years, I mean, you've been doing documentaries on the front lines. In different locations, but when we had a discussion a few weeks ago, there was something different about going to Chibok, which you had to do more than once. So talk to us about that journey for you.
Well, I mean, I've always wanted to go to Chibok. If you remember when the story broke, there were a lot of different versions to the story, and it was sort of hard to separate fact from fiction. And so from a storytelling perspective, I was always curious. I wanted to go to Chibok and find out for myself, is this true? But then Chibok is in the northeast, it's high risk, all kinds of, you know, so we had to sort of, okay, when would be the right time? And the opportunity presented itself this year, January this year. And, you know, we went. We were making another film altogether, but I just went along with my VR camera. And when we got to Chibok, and I spoke to the people, spoke to the women themselves, the mothers of these kids that had been kidnapped, I knew immediately that I had to tell the story. It was a no-brainer. The only question was, okay, so what format would I use? Now, because Chibok is so far away, and there are still so many people who don't believe that, you know, this place actually exists or this thing happened, I chose VR. So for me, it was a way of taking people to Chibok and say, okay, this is the Chibok that you said is fake. This is it. These are the people. After watching, decide for yourself.
Right.
Okay.
You know.
So you mentioned having a VR camera. Now, there's going to film school, learning directing, learning producing on a normal level, on a normal 2D level.
Yes.
But it's one thing to shoot with a normal camera, it's another thing to shoot with a VR camera.
Yes.
So what's the difference?
I mean, it's like 2 worlds apart. Because I had to go and relearn again. A VR camera is like a camera, so the type I have has like 6 cameras that shoots simultaneously.
Right, so it's shooting different
different things. So one is shooting up, one is shooting here, like that. And then you now bring it into your computer and you stitch it.
Wow.
Now, because there are cameras all around, as a director, you cannot be a present director. Otherwise, you will be in the shot. So you have to set up the shot and then go and look for somewhere to hide, and then let the events, you know, unfold in front of the
because
camera.
even behind you, there are cameras as well.
Yeah.
If you're watching it from, okay.
So the rule of thumb is, like what my teacher told me, he said, look, if you can see the camera, then the camera can see you. So you have to be in a place where you can see the camera. All right, and so that's how it is. And then you bring it into post-production, you stitch it into one image. Then you have to remove the tripod from the shot in Photoshop.
Wow.
Then you now have to bring it into Premiere and then start to tell your story.
Oh boy.
So it's just...
it's a different thing entirely.
So start to finish, how many months did it take?
For Daughters of Chibok?
Yes.
We filmed the first week, 1 week. We came back to Lagos. I saw some of the footage. I didn't like it. I felt I needed to do some more. So I told my guys we have to go back.
Wow. Okay.
They weren't really happy about it. Yeah, but we had to go back because I mean I knew I wasn't going to be satisfied with it. So we went back, shot for another 1 week, came back to Lagos. But because it was so emotional, I left the story for like a month.
Oh wow.
And then I came back after a month. So I edited it in like maybe 3 weeks to a month.
Okay, now let's talk about the response. There's the Nigerian response. This is our story in Nigeria, so we've been on this since 2014 probably. But the international response as well. So you put this out on VR. People saw it in Venice and even internationally as well. What was the response like?
I think I'll summarize it in one sentence that a member of the jury told me. And she said, because I was telling her, oh, thank you so much for accepting my film. And she said, no, Joel, thank you for reminding us about this. Because indeed, we had moved on. The world had forgotten. But thank you for reminding us. And I think that's been the response so far. Because everybody that saw the film, I had people from Taiwan, from Brazil, from everywhere, right? They kept saying, we know this story. We've heard about this story. We were part of this story 5 years ago, and indeed we had forgotten. We never knew that the story is still as fresh.
There's a clip of it there.
Now that's a virtual reality documentary that we're watching right now. This is Chibok. This is the town of is it a village?
That's
or a
the
town?
school where the girls were kidnapped from.
This particular.
Okay, that's the government. The government
that's the
girls' secondary
signpost
school.
there.
Wow.
That's the house where she lives.
Wow.
One of her daughters plaiting her hair. So we're trying to play around with the girl disappearing, as if the girl is no longer there. You know, that's her on the farm.
And then the girl disappears.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know, because the girl used to go with her to the farm as well. Rufkatu.
Oh, wow.
Her daughter.
Wow.
And then that's her under the tree.
And
The
then
world
suddenly...
has moved on, but she's still there. She can't move on. She doesn't know how to move on. So, yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow. Stuff, yeah.
Amazing.
Okay.
Congratulations,
really, Joel.
Yeah, looking forward to your next project.
I think I want to watch the movie with the headset.
Oh, yeah, I'll hook you up.
We have to take a quick break, but we will be back, y'all. Wake Up Nigeria continues. All right, welcome back. And as always on Fridays, it's game day.
You see how I moved away from you? Before you give me a punch in my eye.
No, I didn't. I'm not that wild now. Come on now. Okay, so we are bringing back, by popular demand, the tissue game. Okay, so basically what we did last time was we tried to mummify our guests. That because we didn't actually get the point of the game.
Okay.
So
I'm going to move this out of the way so that we can do this properly.
So please stand up.
Okay, so I'm going to need some help.
And model our fashion creations that we will try and create.
This is
with
hard
toilet
work.
paper.
Oh my goodness.
So we're going to try and create something fashionable enough for you to model for us with toilet roll. So this is not very easy, but we will try our best.
Okay, this is stronger than the old...
Than the last tissue paper I had. Yes,
Okay,
we made
not
sure it
bad.
was stronger. So, Yomi is going to be working with Kachi, and I'm going to be working with you. And I'm just waiting for direction and the music to start playing, and then we will begin.
So what's the idea?
We're going to be dressing you up.
Dressing you up with tissue.
With tissue? You bigger? Yes! Okay, but I think
so
we
this
need to
is good
spread
tissue,
out a
thank
bit. Can we spread out? Let me, you
Okay,
take
so
one side,
you come,
and I
you
take
come
this
this way.
side. Please don't
Yeah.
like camera. Right there. And we can begin.
So we can start.
Yes, indeed. Let's see.
Since you just came back from Chibok, let me dress you up like one of
Okay. All right.
One of
Let's
the
see what we can do
Arabian
here.
dudes.
Okay. Let's go.
You better win, no?
Yeah? Wait.
You better win
You
this.
better win this, yeah?
We're winners
You look
now.
like a priest, yeah? Hey, let's go with the priest vibe now. Let's go with the priest vibe. Abi?
Yes, no.
It's working, Abi?
Yes, it is.
Give me pointers now. Give me what else can I do? What else can I
Okay,
do?
put around here.
Yeah.
Around
Let's
here, around the waist.
Round the waist,
Yes,
Abi?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, you're getting it.
Let's see. Okay, so how are we going to tuck this? You're going to have to tuck this one into your pants yourself. At the back. Tuck it in, gently. Have you got it?
Yes.
It's tucked in?
Yes.
Is it tight?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going around.
Okay.
I'm going around and around. Take it around.
Okay.
Take it around.
Okay.
Let's go. All right.
Yes,
So, all right.
Okay.
So, are we locked there?
Yes.
Can you tuck it at the back?
Yes, let me talk it out.
Okay, you got it?
Yes.
Okay, step out just a bit so that you can give him a little space. Stop. All right, so let's see. What else can we do? Okay, let's see if we can tuck this in.
Yomi,
I don't want to tuck anything in your front.
you're killing me.
I'm not looking like a Shaolin monk.
What is going on here?
What is happening
All
here?
right, tuck it in. Let me see if I can tuck it in at your waist here. Let's see.
I'm looking more like a Harvard.
So,
Tuck that one in. Tuck that one in. Gently. Let me, okay, turn around. Let's see. Let's see. All right.
Why is pointing this thing out?
Keep turning.
okay, I'll hold it.
Okay, let's go. All right, let's see. This tissue is so much stronger than the last one. No, you turn too far. Turn too far. That's it. Okay, this one is a bit too long though. Take some off. Take some off. See fashion creation now.
Yes, no.
Let's go.
Let's try something.
On the neck, Abi.
Yes.
What do you think? Where should we put it?
So,
Let's go.
Okay.
what exactly are we trying to do?
Wait. Want to turn it around?
Yes, like this.
Let's go.
Oh, okay.
Should not spoil it, Abi. Should we do like some wrist bands or something?
Okay.
Should we do some wrist bands?
Okay. Yes, like something like Imhotep.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, so I'm waiting for directions. How are we going to talk that?
We'll find it.
We'll
find it.
Okay. Almost.
Okay. Sultan. You need to look like
Okay,
a sultan.
the other wrist.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see.
Okay, let's
I would have done sleeve, full sleeve.
full sleeve.
No, okay, let's just do this.
You know the Elvis guys that in the desert?
What about your hair?
Yes, it's actually looking that way.
No, nothing for your hair. No need, Abi. No need.
But it's when they pull out, that's when you now realize that,
You can
okay.
just do head wrap.
But maybe
like
you should
cap.
wrap up all the hands though.
Let's see.
Be on.
Like, how do you...
How much time do we have, though? 1 minute more?
1 minute, but more than 1.
1 minute more? No need for half.
No need for that.
No need for cap.
No need.
All right. I think we're good. And we're done.
Are we done?
So we have our judges standing by to tell us.
How we did.
I think we're good.
Okay.
One more. Done. Da, 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 da.
The Sultan and
All
the
right,
priest.
so you have to officially model these pieces.
Yes.
Yes, let's go.
What do I do?
So,
you're a sultan, so just...
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean, we
so-
move gracefully. We don't...
You don't go. You have to be graceful.
Yeah, you have to be graceful.
And gentle as well. So
Yeah,
that the
very
thing
calm.
All right, so Mike and Mary are in the kitchen, and I guess they're supposed to tell us who did better.
Should we come over to the kitchen so that you guys
You
can...
guys should come over to the kitchen.
Okay.
But
All right,
I think I've already made up my mind.
This way.
Okay, so advance to
The
the
winner
kitchen.
is...
Gently.
Gently.
So what do you guys think?
I don't think you guys can sit. You might want to stand.
Oh, no.
To be on
The
safe
Sultan
side.
has to sit.
Oh,
I'm
the
sorry.
Sultan has to sit.
Okay.
That's all.
Please, Sultan. Yes, please.
Sultan can.
I don't think... No, you can. It's uncut.
You don't have to say you can start.
Okay, you can start. Okay. All right, that's fine.
Okay. So, Mike, what do you make of it? What score would you give
What's it supposed to be?
Shaolin monk.
Chisung Ho.
The inscription on your t-shirt is perfect.
Yeah, so Shaolin monk.
And this is Sultan.
Sultan.
This is salt. The tag is not there.
Just give your score. Let me
Give us a score now.
So this is salt,
Give us-
no
give
tan.
us a
This is
score.
like sub-zero. This is sub, no zero. But hey, I think I think this shirt something with the hair just helps you.
Just hair makes him look
Titi,
like...
this one you tried.
Okay, so for me, this is really nice. This is actually a lot of hard work. But there's something about what Titi did. There's something really awesome about this. So I'm going for this as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We're winning. Give me five.
Titi rehearsed this thing.
Yes. Really?
She rehearsed this thing last night. Just call Oscar. Oga.
No.
Oscar.
But really, thank you so much for being such good sports.
Yeah.
Yes. No beheading.
Okay, they might not hear you. Your microphone might be covered by now with tissue. But
Are you running
Thank you
away
so
from
much.
them? They're not mommies.
Chef Debbie is going to tell us what she's been up to.
please.
So go ahead, Chef.
Okay, this is plantain and coconut beef stew. It's actually a dish from Ethiopia. So what I did was
Okay, in order for you to taste this food,
I
you're gonna
boiled
have to
the
sit
have to
meat,
sit down and eat this
then
food.
make
Yes,
the
my
sauce,
Shaolin, please take a
and
sip.
as well then I cooked the plantain in the sauce and with the coconut milk.
Fantastic. Well, we've talked a lot about this. Now it's time to dig into it.
Yes, sir. Please have a taste. Who's going to try it first? Who's going to try
The
it
monk is going to go first.
The Sultan is supposed to try it first now.
Okay, the
Sultan.
Sultan will pray, and then the monk will test it.
Go ahead.
Pray. You do the sign of the cross.
Sultan,
You guys are really a character. Really. This is serious.
Oh my goodness.
What do you think?
It's actually quite nice, though.
Really
nice.
All right, Chef Debbie.
Well done.
Thank you.
Really? All right.
Well done.
Can I go with the oval?
Yes, it's all yours. Go ahead.
Obviously.
Not the bowl.
Oh yeah.
He said you invite her to your palace.
To come and...
Your Sultan's
Are you
palace.
sure you're not about to turn her to one of your harem?
No, catch you
It's a
business.
different kind of
Happily
Sultan.
married.
Really, thank you so much to everyone who's been part of the show throughout the week and of course today. Thank you so much for coming to be special guests today.
Big thank you, guys.
And
Well
being
done.
good sports, really.
For
as
the
well.
game.
Thank you.
Also, a big shout out to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories. And to all of you who tune in every single day. We love you.
Yes, indeed. It's been a great week. Very busy week as well. It's been a great show today. Thank you to all our performers as well. All the guys that came here to deliver their talent for us. We're going to be back again on Monday
6
for another edition of the show.
Weekend is here.
The
Yes,
weekend
so
is here. Yeah.
have a good one, y'all.
Bye.